Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to go in great detail and talk about what you actually require, what information you need to go through, and what checklist you actually need to have when you're setting up a company. There's a lot of documentation that is required for you to set up, and it can be quite overwhelming. That's one of the reasons we're making these videos, to give you a complete breakdown of what you need to start a business. Now, you need to understand the different elements that are required before you actually start. The first thing starts from your business name. You need to register your fictitious, assumed, or doing business name if necessary. You have to choose a business name. You have to make sure no other business in the state actually has your name. And then you have to get your social media account sorted out and get a website, domain name, and email. A lot of time people actually have a very good idea, but they actually get lost when it comes to the name. The name needs to be very catchy. It needs to be available, and it needs to be the same. You can't have different name for your social media accounts and your websites. It has to be the same name for your business, for your social media accounts, and for your website as well. Then the company formation comes into existence. Now, getting a company registered can be overwhelming, and that is why I'm giving you a complete step-by-step methodology that you can follow and make sure that you don't miss any of the steps. You need to register an agent for your business. You have to obtain a federal employer identification number or tax ID number. You need to trademark your business, satisfy all the business licenses and permit requirements, which are essential. And a lot of business start off, but they don't get the licenses and permits, and they then get into trouble. You need to have an operating agreement or a corporate bylaws that need to be available. You also need a virtual mailbox address in case that you need to actually get things dropped to your actual website. You need to get things dropped to your address. You need business insurance, and you have to choose the right form for your business. Now, today we're going to look at the New York state, and we're going to give you a complete breakdown of what is required in the New York state. And then after you've done your business formation, you have to look at your finances. A lot of times, this is the most essential element that is lost, and people don't understand where to go and what to do. And that is the reason why inkfile.com have given you a complete breakdown. And if you're watching these videos, you need to follow everything I'm telling you step by step to ensure that you don't miss any of these essential steps when you're forming a business. You have to open a business bank account, not use your personal. You need to get a business loan or financing that needs to be available. You need to have a business credit card. Do not use your own credit card. And you need to hire an accountant or a bookkeeper to ensure that every single transaction is noted down. You have receipts for it, because at the end of the year, you would need all that information when you're doing your tax returns. You also need to decide if you want to treat your LLC as an S corporation for tax purposes. Then after that, you have multiple elements over here regarding accounting, track expenses, understanding taxes, understanding sales tax, and also what the sales tax nexus is about. Then you create a merchant account to accept credit card payments. All of these things are very crucial for any organization to be established. So if you're missing any of these steps, I suggest that you take time out from your organization and actually get all these elements set up immediately. Now, looking at the operations, you need to get equipment if you don't have it. So you have to get the right business software. You have to get a virtual phone system. You have to connect with other entrepreneurs and find office space. Once all of that is done, you have two elements that are very important. The first one is workforce, where you have to decide a payroll service. You have to establish your permanent workforce needs, and obviously learn about the legal requirement and responsibility to employees. Now, guys, majority of the times, a lot of organizations and entrepreneurs make this basic mistakes where they do not follow these things step by step, and they actually do things one at a time, or they leave it too late, and that causes a lot of problem for organizations to run. If you follow these steps, everything, like I'm telling you, you will not face difficulties. The last thing, which is very crucial, is your marketing. You need to have business cards. You need to show people who you are. You need to be professional about it. You need to get a branded email signature and build a company website. Now, all of things that can be done quite easily if you understand where to go and how to do it. You need to advertise and try social media advertising and get a business logo designed. Don't do it yourself. You need professionals to develop all these elements for you. They can easily be found by using websites such as Fiverr and Upwork, which is a video that I'm going to do later on. But these are the main checklists that you need to keep in mind. If you want to download the PDF checklist, you can by clicking over here. The website is inkfile.com. You can head over there. I'm going to put the link of it in the description below. You can find it over there. Once you have done all of these things, you're good to go. But before you start, there's some basic information that you need to keep in mind. The first one is actually forming a limited liability company in New York. Now, obviously, every single state tends to have its own rules and regulations. Every single state has their own principles and laws that you need to abide by, and different filing fees as well. Now, New York recognizes many businesses forms, including the limited limited liability company corporation with limited partnerships or sole traders or general partnership, but each has its own advantages and disadvantages, guys. But the major reason I personally feel that a lot of organizations should form a limited liability, it gives you a flexibility and keeps your personal accounts, your personal investments, your personal wealth separate from the organization. For example, if your company goes under or goes bankrupt or someone sues you, if you have limited liability, if you are an LLC organization, if you're an LLC company, then obviously your personal wealth is protected and only your organization will be held accountable. And that is what a LLC company is about. This is an unincorporated business organization which has one or more individuals who have limited liability for contractual obligations and other liabilities of the business. And obviously, an LLC may organize for any lawful business purpose or purposes, and you can easily get everything organized. How do you do it? You actually get an organization form, you get an organizer form, and LLC by filing the article of association by the section 203 of the limited liability company law with the Department of State. And obviously you can click over here and check and file the articles of organization. This obviously includes your name, your address, the purpose, the mission, the vision, the aim, the objectives of your organization. Now, keeping all these things in mind, I'm not going to go in great detail right now because there are different laws that are available, or if you have any special responsibility associated with forming a limited liability company, you have to go to the section 147 and I have to go through the operating agreement over there before you enter it. If you have a publication requirement, then you actually have to have 2 newspapers for 6 consecutive weeks, and you have to go to section 206 for that. But I would highly suggest that you should definitely hire a lawyer or a business advisor, because at the end of the day, these professional individuals understand and have developed multiple LLCs and know exactly where the cracks are to ensure that you're forming a proper organization. There's no cracks left that can be abused later on in the future, and everything is done in a proper way. The first website that you can get and find individuals in New York to form a limited liability company is a website called avo.com. I'm going to put the link of it in the description below, and you can search for New York and you'll find 304 attorneys with 679 reviews of different attorneys. And obviously every single one of them have virtual consultation as well, and they're open for business and they offer solution tailored to the client's particular situation. They have ratings, people have reviewed them. You can message them, you can check their website out, you can call them. You have all these individuals that are available in the New York State that you can actually get benefit from. And you don't need to hire them for months and years and decades. You have to hire them to get your organization set up, to get it running, to get all the documentation in place, to ensure that you don't miss anything. You have individuals with 9 years, 10 years experience over here. You have individuals, Karen over here has 49 years license experience, who is an attorney advertising. Prior to results do not guarantee similar outcomes. Almost 50 years in full-time legal practice, including 9 with major New York City law firms, 7 associate counsel for financial institutes in Miami and Florida as well. So these are individuals you can easily find on avo.com. The second place that you can go and get help from is a website called legalzoom.com, where you can kickstart your business in minutes and find the simplest way of structuring your business to protect your personal assets by an LLC. You can click over here, start my LLC, and go stepwise and get everything up and running immediately. So the third website is called inkfile.com. This is the same website that I gave you the checklist from, and this is a website that gives you registered agents. Now, all 50 states require you to assign a registered agent to be available to receive legal documents for your business, such as government correspondence, subpoenas, and tax notices. And depending on what state you're in, these documents may need to be delivered in person. So you're having a registered agent is key, guys. And this means that you'll need an agent for each one if you have multiple businesses in different states. And this is the reason this website actually gives you a chance to find individuals who are registered agents and that can work on your behalf. And they can free up such a complicated element for you because they can help you in signing, receiving, corresponding, and they know exactly how to respond and who to respond to. If you do not have these elements in place and you go ahead and start a business, you will be overwhelmed with so many legal issues that you would come in with. If you don't have a lawyer or a business advisor or a registered agent, these are issues that you would actually be hindering your operations. So I highly suggest that you get hold of these individuals to ensure that you have a smooth running of your business. Now, these are the basic elements that you keep in mind in order to actually get a business running and forming an LLC. Guys, if you have any questions, if you need any support, if you need any assistance whatsoever, you can easily comment in the comment section below and we'll definitely reply back to you. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Share this video with your friends and with your family so more people can find out how easy it is to register an LLC company in the New York State. So guys, stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care.